Lekha Mataji. So when you are ready, kindly start with invocation, praise Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times and then start the recitation.
Hare Krishna everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from chapter 2, text 25. Avyaktoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmadevam viditvenam nanu shochitum arhasi.
Hare Krishna, translation. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body.
Atha chainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mrutam tathapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitum arhasi.
Translation. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed.
Jatasya hi dhruvo mrutyur dhruvam janma mrutyasa cha tasmat apariharyethe na tvam shochitum arhasi.
Translation. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament.
Avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananeva tatra ka paridevana.
Translation. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in an interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation?
Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidinam ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chana आश्चर्यवत् चैनम् अन्य शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्य एनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्.
Translation. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all.
Dehi nityam avatyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani na tvam shochitum arhasi.
Translation. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being.
Swadharmam api chavekshya na vikampitum arhasi dharmyati yuttat shreyo nyat kshatriyasya na vidyate.
Translation. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation.
Yadruchaya chopapanam swargadwaram apavrutam sukhinah kshatriya partha labante yuddham idrisham.
Translation. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planet.
Ata chet tvamimam dharmyam sangramam na karyashasi tatha swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapsyasi.
Translation. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter.
अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययां सम्भवितस्य चाकीर्तिर्मरणाद् अतिरिच्यते.
Translation: People always speak of your infamy. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death.
भयाद्रणाद् उपरन्तं मन्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथः येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघ्वम्.
Translation: The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant.
अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्त्वं सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्.
Translation: Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you?
हतो प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्. तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः.
Translation: O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight.
सुख दुःखे समकृत्वा लाभालाभो जया जयो ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैनं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि.
Translation: Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, until 48 Mataji.
Oh, is it
Okay.
48? Okay, sorry. 1 minute. I'm reading from my book, so give me 1 minute. एषा ते मिहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
Translation: Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works.
नेहाभिक्रमणोषिस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पम् अप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Translation: In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on his path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर् एके कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखाय अनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Translation: Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute in many branch.
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदन्त्यविपश्रितः वेदवादरताः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीतिवादिनः कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा जन्मकर्मफलप्रदां क्रियाविशेषबहुलां भोगेश्वर गतिं प्रति.
Translation: Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this.
भोगेश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया पर्यतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधिनो न विधीयते.
Translation: In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्य सत्त्वस्थो नियोर्गक्षेम आत्मवान्.
Translation: The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self.
यावानर्थ उत्पाने सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः.
Translation: All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफले हेतुर्भुर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Translation: You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the result of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duties.
योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समस्त्वं योग उच्यते.
Translation: Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sakshi Mataji and Indilaka Mataji. Very beautiful recitations. Om Tat Satiti Srimad Bhagavadgita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyadhyayah. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we got devotees joined. Hare Krishna Usha Mataji, Hare Krishna Hemlata Mataji, Radhe Sevka Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. And Hare Krishna Vipina Vihari Dasa Prabhuji and Radha Rani Devi Dasi Mataji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna
Pranam.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much Mataji and Prabhuji for kindly joining. And Radha Sevka Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam. Hare Krishna everybody, Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move to the next part. So it is the japa. Okay, so can I request Hemlata Mataji, would you like to do Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya? And
Yes,
then
Prabhu.
start japa.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे
हरे
हरे,
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
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 हरे
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 राम
Krishna
राम,
Krishna Hare 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 Hare
हरे
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram Ram Ram
राम
Hare Hare
राम
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare Ram
हरे
Ram
राम
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
हरे
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare Ram Ram
कृष्ण
Ram Ram
हरे
Hare Hare
राम
Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
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 हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
Ram
हरे
Hare
Ram
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
Hare
Ram
राम
Hare 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 Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
हरे
Krishna
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
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 कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Hare Hare
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
Hare
Ram
हरे
Hare
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna Hare
राम
Ram Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram Hare
राम
Ram
राम
Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
हरे हरे,
Krishna Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna Hare Ram
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare
राम राम
Hare
राम हरे हरे,
राम
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare Ram
राम
Ram Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
राम
Krishna
हरे
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 Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम हरे
Krishna
हरे,
राम हरे
Hare
हरे
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
राम राम
Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Ram Ram
हरे
Ram Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna Hare Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Hare Ram Ram
राम राम
Hare
राम
Hare
हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Ram Ram Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
राम हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
हरे
Ram Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
राम
Hare
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Ram Ram
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Ram Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
राम
Ram Hare
राम
Hare
राम हरे हरे,
Krishna
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna Hare
कृष्ण
Ram Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Hare
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
हरे हरे,
Ram
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
हरे हरे,
Hare Ram Hare
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Ram Hare
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Ram Ram
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Hare Hare
राम राम
Ram
राम
Hare
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Ram Ram
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
राम
Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे, हरे राम
Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
राम
Ram
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Ram Hare Ram
राम
Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
हरे हरे,
Krishna 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 Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Ram Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे
Hare
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram Hare Ram Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna Krishna
राम राम राम
Krishna
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Ram Hare
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Ram Ram
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare Hare
कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
राम राम
Hare
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Hare Ram
हरे
Ram Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Hare
राम
Ram
राम
Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Ram Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
राम
Ram Hare Ram
राम
Ram Ram
राम
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Ram Ram Ram
राम
Hare Hare
राम
Krishna
राम हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare Ram Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Hare
हरे,
Hare
राम
Krishna Krishna
राम हरे हरे,
Krishna Krishna
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
हरे
Ram
हरे,
Hare Hare
राम
Krishna
राम
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
हरे हरे
राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण dear devotees. If anyone has not yet completed, kindly complete the chanting behind. So meanwhile we shall move into the next part of our program, the Kirtan. Okay, so today our Kirtanaya is Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna everyone.
You wanted to sing any Kirtan Mataji, like specific Kirtan?
Mm, okay. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan.
Yes, Mataji. Okay, so can I request some other devotee as well, Mataji, to accompany you?
Yeah, please.
Do you have Radha Rani Mataji to sing along with Radha Sevika Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm so sorry. I'm just in the middle of cooking. I'm so sorry. I'm just listening. My apologies.
Yeah, sure,
So
Mataji.
there's so much background. Thank you. Noise in the background. I'm so sorry.
Okay, no worries, Mataji. Okay, so can I request Brother Sachi Mataji, would you like to respond if you are available? Okay, if not, then Hemlata Mataji, would you like to?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, it's okay.
Thank you, Mataji. When you are ready, Radha Sevika Mataji, please.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
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 Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Shri Govind Gopinatha Madan Mohan.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Shri Govind Gopinatha Madan Mohan.
Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan.
श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन.
Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan.
कालिंदी जमुना जया जया महान
केसी घट बंसी बट द्वादश कनान जहाँ सब लीला कोइलो श्री नंद नंदन
केशी घाट वंशी वट द्वादश कनान जहाँ सब लीला कोइलो श्री नंद नंदन
श्री नंद जशोदा जय जय गोपगान श्रीदामदि जय जय धेनुवत्सगान
श्रीनंद यशोधा जया जया गोपगान श्रीदामादि जया जया धेनुवत्सगान
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
Sorry, Prabhu, can you bring it down, please? Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govind Gopinatha Madan Mohan
जय वृषभानु जय कीर्तिदासुन्दरी जय पूर्णमासी जय अभिरानगारी
जया वृषभानु जया कीर्तिदासुन्दरी जया पूर्णमासी जया भीरानगारी
जय जय गोपीश्वर वृंदावनमाज जय जय कृष्ण सखा बतु द्विजराज
जय जय गोपीश्वरा वृंदावन माझ जय जय कृष्ण सखा बटु द्विजराज
जय राम घट जय रोहिणी नंदन जय जय वृंदावन बसी जट जन
जय राम घाट जया रोहिणी नंदना जय जय वृंदावन बसी जट जान
जय द्विज पत्नी जय नागकन्यगन भक्ति तेजहार पेलो गोविंद चरण
जया द्विज पत्नी जया नाग कन्यगान भक्ति तेज हारा पाइलो गोविंद चरण।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
श्रीरास मंडल जय जय राधेश्याम जय जय रास लीला सर्वमनोराम।
श्रीरास मंडल जय
रास
जय राधा श्याम जय जय रास लीला सर्व मनोराम।
जय योज्वल रस सर्वरास सार परिकिया भाव जहाँ ब्रजते प्रचार।
जय जय ज्वला रसा सर्व रस सार परकिया भावे जहाँ ब्रजते प्रचार।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
श्री जानव पद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरण दीन कृष्ण दास को हे नाम संकीर्तन।
श्री जानवा पद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरण दीन कृष्ण दास को हे नाम संकीर्तन।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Radha Gokul Nand, Radha Gokul Nand, Radha Gokul Nand, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gokul Nand, Radha Gokul Nand, Radha Gokul Nand, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman.
Jaya Radha Landanishwar, Radha Landanishwar, Radha Landanishwar, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Landaneshwar, Radha Landaneshwar, Radha Landaneshwar, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham.
Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe.
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
Nitnai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitnai Gaura Hari Bol.
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol.
बोल
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu, for giving me opportunity. Thank you. Hari Bol.
So beautiful, Radha Shekhar Mataji, so deep devotional. Thank you so much, Mataji. We experienced Vrindavan Dham. Thank you so much. Okay, so we shall move on. And thank you so much, Jafna Kanya Mataji and Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji, Supriya Gopi Mataji. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move to the next part. It is the Guru Vandana prayers. Okay, again another kirtan by Gaurangi Devi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, so can I request someone to respond with you, Mataji? Right? Can I request Jafna Kanya Mataji, are you available? If you are not,
I'll have a go, Prabhu, yeah.
beautiful. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Okay. So, shall I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma
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 Bando Moi Sabadana Mate
Bando Mui Sabadana Mate
Bando Moi Sabadana Mate
Bando Mui Sabadana Mate
Jahara Prasade Bhai E Bhava Turiya Jai
Jahara Prasade Pai E Bhavatoriya Jai
Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahai Te
Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hate
Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitte Te Kuriya Ikya
Guru Makha
Padma Vakya Chite Te Koriya Kya
Gurumukha Padma Bhagya Chitte To Koriya Kya
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chite Te Koriya Kya
Arana Koriya Mane Asa
Arana Koriho Mane Asha
Arana Koriya Mane Asa
Arana Koriho Mane Asha
Sri Guru Charane Rati Ise Uttama Gati
Sri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati
Prasade Pure Sarvasa
Je Prasade Puri Sarva Asha
चखदाना दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
O Chakurana Dilo Me Chakudhana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Sai
चखदाना दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
Chakudhana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Sai
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
Divya Gyan Hriday Prakash Chito
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito Oh
प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ है ते अविद्या विनाश जाते
Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vasha Jate
प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ है ते अविद्या विनाश जाते
Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasha Jate
वेदे गाय जहाँ चरित
Vedigai Jahara Charito
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदाम जनार बंधु
Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Jarara Bandhu
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदाम जनार बंधु
Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Jarara Bandhu
लोकना लोकेर जीवना
Lokenath Lokera Jiwana
लोकना लोकेर जीवना
Lokenath Lokera Jiwana
हा हा प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पद छाया
Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deha More Pada Chaya
ये बीजस गुसुक त्रिभुवना
Ebi Jasha Gushuk Tribhuwana
ये बीजस गुसुक त्रिभुवना
Ebi Jasha Jushuk Tribhuwana
गुरुदेव ले लो शरणा
Gurudev Lehorasana
गुरुदेव ले लो शरणा
Gurudev Lehorasana
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
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 जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji. So devotional again. So another pair of devotees, Jashna Kanya Mataji and Kauringa Mataji. So beautiful, nectarian.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Janaganya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so ecstatic. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Gaurangi Mataji, as usual. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so we shall move on to the next part. It is Mangalachan prayers by Meena Mataji. Hare Krishna, Meena Mataji. When you are ready,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you are mute.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानं तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानं संशलाकया चक्षुरम् अनितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमहामनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सर्वपदात्मकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदात्मं कमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं सागरतं सहगणा रघुनाथं अन्वितं तं सजीवं सदावतं सर्वस्तुतं प्रजाननं सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा पदसहागणा ललिता श्रीविशाखा आत्मकं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिया वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम
Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully that Mangalachan prayers. Thank you so much. Okay, so we got Amar Prabhu joined. Hare Krishna, Amar Prabhuji. Thank you so much for kindly joining. Dhanavad Pranam, all Lord Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so next is the Premadvani prayers by Prabhavati Sachi Mataji. So Mataji is not here. Can I request Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji to lead this one? If Prabhuji is available.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Can I request everyone to respond? So Prabhuji is going to do until K and we all follow behind with Jaya.
Jaya Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrahacharya Ashtavata Sadasri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrahacharya Ashtavata Sadasri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki.
Jai.
Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki.
Jai.
ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Thanks to host Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Dvaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki.
Jai.
Sri Radha Krishna Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki.
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham Ki.
Jai.
Mathura Dham Ki.
Jai.
Madhvi Dham Ki.
Jai.
Jagannath Puri Dham Ki.
Jai.
Ganga Mai Ki.
Jai.
Yamuna Mai Ki.
Jai.
Tulsi Devi Ki.
Jai.
Bhakti Devi Ki.
Jai.
Sankirt Yajna Ki.
Jai.
Bharat Mridanga Ki.
Jai.
Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki.
Jai.
Gaura Premanandha.
Hari Hari Bol.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Okay, thank you so much, Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji and everyone for the prayers. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we shall move to the invocation prayers. Otherwise, Vipina Vihari Prabhuji can lead with invocation prayers, so we all can follow behind, so that it will. Hare Krishna, Vipina Vihari Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
would you like to share your screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so and yes, Prabhuji, so before you start, you can also lead us with invocation prayers, please.
Okay. 1 second. But okay, sorry. Can you? Okay, hold on. I think I'm having some problem with. Okay. Right. So we start with the invocation prayers, and then we can move on with our session. So if everybody can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
So, thank you everyone for attending this evening, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come together and discuss the teachings of Lord Krishna in Bhagavadgita. And thank you again, Amoga Prabhu, for facilitating this platform for us to be able to associate. So I just want to say that I can't see who is on the screen because I've got this screen in front of me. So I will not be able to interact. Just interrupt me if you want to say anything, because I can only see what you're saying, which is the verses in front of me. So without any delay, again, welcome everybody, and nice to see you all. We will go into our topic, which we are supposed to be discussing today. So I was told that we are currently doing verse 27 to 28, and further if we can have enough time. So as usual, let me go back to text 26, and then we can catch up a little bit, and then we can move forward in our current topic for today. So chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, or as Prabhupada translated as the contents of the Gita summarized. So one of the longest chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, and also in a sense the Gita, the contents of the Gita has been summarized in this chapter. This chapter mainly deals with the confusion of, or start with the confusion of Arjuna, not willing to discriminate between the body and the soul, or not able to discriminate between the body and the soul. And Krishna, in a very loving way, shakes Arjuna up so that he can come to his senses. So this chapter actually, even though it starts with, it's in the beginning of the Gita, beginning of the 700 verses, and beginning of the out of the 18th chapter, it's only the second chapter. It deals about the subject matter, which is which, as Prabhupada called it, the ABCD of spiritual life, which means the very basic. So if someone is practicing spiritual life, one has to get this right. This is the starting point. So as we all say in our terminology, we all practicing spiritual life, in my spiritual life, in my devotional life, and then we discriminate. In my material life, I do this for my spiritual life, I do this for my spiritual benefit, I do this for my spiritual advancement, or in my devotional life. So this is the very heavy statement if we reflect on it, you know, when we're using this word spiritual life. So this spiritual life means something which has to got to do with the spirit. So everything which we are doing, we're doing it for the spirit. And this is the basic of our spiritual life, the starting point of our spiritual life. So if we do not understand that we are a spirit soul, Aham Brahmasmi, I'm a spirit soul, I'm Brahman, we are getting everything wrong from the starting point. So everything revolves around this. One should understand that we are a spirit soul, and this is where our spiritual life begins. And this is also linked to our devotional life, because the constitutional position of the spirit soul is to be the eternal servant of Lord Krishna, which means a servant in devotional mood, you know. And how a servant serves Lord Krishna is in the devotional mood, devotional service. So this is the constitutional position of the spirit soul, to be a devotee of the Lord, to engage in devotional service of the Lord, to be in this to be the servant of the Lord. This is the constitutional position of the spirit soul. So Krishna talks about this subject matter because, as I said, Arjuna was confused in the beginning, and Krishna had to shake him up. So sometimes when a baby is sleeping, and it's time for the baby to have his or her meal, his food or milk or whatever it is, the mother will have to disturb this baby in his deep sleep. The mother will shake the baby gently, but as we all know, baby have got this deep sleep quality where it's very difficult to wake them up sometimes, or they wake up and they go back to sleep straight away. So the mother will shake them up a little bit strongly, a little bit vigorously. And sometimes the baby will wake up, and sometimes the baby will still remain asleep. But what happens, sometimes the mother will give a very tiny pinch to the baby in the arm, in the leg, or wherever it is, so that the baby can wake up. It sounds from an external person that the mother is actually hurting the baby, or is causing harm to the baby, or is being harsh to the baby. But in actuality, this is done in love, because the mother is quite concerned about the food intake of the baby and wants to make sure the baby is eating on time and be healthy and be well. So this pinching is not done in harm. It's actually done for the benefit of the baby. So similarly, in this current situation in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Arjuna is giving very high moral values to Krishna. How can I kill my grandfather Bhishma? How can I kill my teacher Dronacharya? I've got my brothers, my cousins, they're all in front of me. How do you want me to kill them? If I kill them and get the throne and get the kingdom, I will not be able to live because their blood will be stained in my hand. It's better I beg and I leave than to get the kingdom in such a way. And he elaborately gives lots of reasons to Krishna why he should not be fighting, why he should not be killing, why he should not be getting the throne or the kingdom with violence. So he says that his teacher, his grandfather, are worthy of respect. They have taught him, Dronacharya has taught him the art and science of warfare since he was a child. Bhishma Acharya has been looking after him in the absence of his father since he was a child, and he was one of the closest grandchildren of Bhishma Pitama, and he was very, very close to Bhishma. So how can he actually kill his grandfather who is in front of him? How can he kill his teacher, his guru, who is worthy of his respect? How can he shoot the arrow and kill them? So he was giving, in the beginning of the Bhagavad-Gita, he gave lots of reasons to Krishna why he shouldn't be killing, and eventually said to Krishna that I won't fight. I can't fight this. I can't fight this war. So then Sanjaya is talking to Dhritarashtra and making the introduction of Krishna, what Krishna starts to speak at that time. So he gives a quick overview of what Arjun was saying. Sanjaya gives a quick overview and says that now Madhusudana is going to talk. So similarly, if you see those verses right in the beginning, Krishna appeared to be quite harsh to Arjuna. Externally, he appears to be harsh, but internally, it was done with lots of love and affection. As the example I gave you about the mother pinching the baby to wake him up, Krishna was quite used some quite hard languages in the beginning. Anarajishtam Ashvargyam Akritika Arjuna. He said it's not befitting someone who is an Arya, who knows the value of life, So, and he further says that you are behaving like somebody who's not a man and who's not a woman, Napumsak, the third gender, So these words were used because Krishna appears to be harsh, but actually he's trying to wake up Arjuna. This is not befitting somebody who knows the value of life, and he gives lots of instructions to Arjuna, and Arjuna eventually surrenders to him. Shishaste ham shadimam prapannam. I am your disciple now. Please instruct me because I am confused. So he totally surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna started to get him out of this depression, of this sadness, of this confusion, to bring up to the level where he understand the ignorance he was, and the foolish statements he was making, and getting everything wrong, thinking the body is everything, and not paying attention to the most important aspect, which is the soul. From reading the chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, I just want to make a comment. It's just my observation and my realization, observation, or whatever you may call it. There are so many people who are popping up everywhere on social media. We know, even physically, they do lots of talks and all that in halls, in auditoriums, in theaters, and they are called motivational speakers. They motivate people, but in a sense, what they're motivating, they're mostly motivating on the level of the body, and there's nothing being motivated on the level of the spirit soul, which is the most important aspect, which is eternal, which doesn't die, doesn't dry, cannot be burned, hasn't got a beginning, hasn't got an end. These people, these motivational speakers, are speaking on the level of the body. But the best and the most foremost and the only motivational speaker is actually Lord Krishna. Because there cannot be anyone in a more depressed, in a more dejected, in a more hopeless situation than Arjuna. How many people in this world who are listening to those motivational speakers are in a situation where they have to kill their family members? They are forced to kill their family members. They are forced to shoot arrows or weapons, whatever it is, to their family members. I don't think there's anyone who is in that situation and who goes to hear motivational speakers to get out of this situation. So for me, somebody who's more hopeless, who needs more motivation than anyone else, than Arjun, cannot exist. So the best motivational speaker and the only motivational speaker is Lord Krishna. There is no other motivational speaker. All other motivational speakers are imposters, or they're not motivational at all, because how can they can't motivate someone who is faced with a situation of killing their own family members. Nobody goes to hear a motivational speaker because they are hopeless and dejected because they're in a situation where they have to kill the family members. No one. So in the Vedic history, there was only one person who faced this, and that's Arjuna. And he did say to Krishna, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm going to do. Please help me. I'm surrendering unto you. Please take me out of this situation. And Krishna starts to speak. And that's the real motivational speaker. Everything else, or all other motivational speaker, are just bogus. So you have been discussing the Bhagavad-Gita and arrived at verse 27. So I'll pick up from there. I just wanted to very quickly read the verse 26, and then we'll move on to the next one, and we'll have a discussion. So, atha chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam tathapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitum arhasi. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed Arjun, O mighty armed. So here, Krishna is telling Arjun at that point that you think that when you are going to kill your family members or the opposite army, you're going to kill them and they're going to die. But even though you think that they're going to die, you have to know that this is the fact, that anyone who is born will always die. And anyone who has died will always get birth again. So you still have got no reason to ram it, because even if you don't kill them, they will die. And after their death, they will take birth again. And after the birth, they will have to die again. So by you not killing them, that doesn't mean that they will not die at one point. They will always die. So still, you have got no reason to lament. So you shouldn't be lamenting on that also, because if you don't kill them, they will have to die at some point. So this is what Krishna is saying here. So I will move to the next verse, and then this is where I'm supposed to start.
Would you like to zoom in for 150% so we see bigger letters?
Okay. So Prabhu, I am actually sharing it from the browser. I hope it's better now.
A
bit more?
A bit more. Yeah, no, it is better.
That's better? Okay. So, if anyone would like to read this verse, and then somebody would like to read the translation, that would be great. Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, pranams. Can I read, please?
Hare Krishna. Yes, you can.
Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmadapir riharyarthe natvam suchitamarhasi.
Okay. Would you like to read the translation, please?
One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament.
Thank you, Mataji. So, as Prabhupada explains in this purport, one has to take birth according to one's activities of life. And after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, one is going for the cycle with one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The Battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should he be afraid of or grieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts, of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. So here, Krishna is telling Arjuna, one who has to take his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So as Prabhupada is explaining in this purport, that this cycle of birth and death, which is called samsara, means actually a cycle. Samsarati iti samsara. Samsarati means one who keeps doing this cycle, and one who keeps doing this cycle is called the action is called samsara, which means birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. So, as I mentioned in the previous verse, Arjuna thinks that he's going to kill the army, he's going to kill his grandfather, his teacher, his cousins. But Krishna is telling, and then he will be accountable for that. He will have to see hell for this. But Krishna is telling him, one who has to take birth is sure to die. Somebody who has taken birth will definitely die one day. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. So after somebody has died, he is sure to take birth again. Because this is the cycle of the material nature. This is samsara. One who has died, who has left his body. The acharyas explain regarding this purport that the body or the spirit soul has actually acquired his karma, his own karma. So this karma will be carried over the next body via the subtle body, so that they have to complete the reactions of their karma, and they need a body for that. Whether it's a human body or a lower species body, they will have to take another birth to be able to suffer the reactions of their actions of the previous birth. So definitely they will have to take another birth, unless they're liberated, of course. They will have to take another birth to suffer the reactions of their previous life, of their previous karma. So one who's taken birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again because of his previous karmas. So Arjuna, if you feel that because of you they are dying, you're wrong. And if you feel that because of you they're going to take birth again, you're wrong. It's not because of you. It's because of their karmas. They will have to take birth again anyway. They will die anyway, whether it's by your hands or a different way. They will have to die eventually, and they will have to take birth again because they have to suffer the reactions of their previous karma. So do not think that you are killing them. Do not think that you are the cause of their death. A living entity who takes birth in a body, who takes a body, has to leave that body at some point. So it's not you. It's the material nature. He has to die. The person has to die. Not only this, if you as a Kshatriya, you are not fighting, which is your occupational duty. This is what you're meant to do. Kshetra trayate iti kshatriya. This is the definition of kshatriya. Kshetra trayate iti kshatriya. So kshatriya actually means one who is able to save somebody from danger. One who is able to remove danger, to remove harm from somebody's life. And this kshatriya word, those who know Hindi, this is where the word khatra comes from. Khatra means danger. So kshatriya trayate, one who is able to transcend or to save somebody from danger, is a Kshatriya. So as a Kshatriya, if you do not perform your occupational duty, which is to fight for the benefit of humanity, to be able to protect your kinsmen from danger, to be able to eradicate the bad elements from the earthly planet, to be able to eliminate the troublemakers. If you're not doing your duty and you're hiding from that, you will definitely see hell. Because if you're not performing your occupational duty as a Kshatriya, you're giving up on your duty as a warrior. You're leaving the battle without fighting. You will definitely see hell. You will go to the lower planetary systems. But if you fight and die in this battlefield and fight for a good cause, you will at least go to the higher planets, because you are performing. It's better to perform your occupational duty. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna that apart from the body, who is meant to die anyway, whether you kill them or you don't kill them, they have to die anyway, due to the material nature and to the cycle of birth and death. You are also, on top of that, not willing to discharge your duty. And this is not something a Kshatriya should do. So you have to discharge your duty. And in that process, you will have to kill those people. And for that, you should not lament, because they're meant to die anyway, one. And number two, as a Kshatriya, you're meant to fight. So you should not lament for this. So this is what Krishna is saying to Arjuna here, that no matter what will happen, you're meant to fight as a Kshatriya, and these people are meant to die anyways. So, but there's one thing very important which we have to remember here. Prabhupada explains in this purport. The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should he be afraid of or grieve at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, so he wasn't breaking the law. He was actually doing his duty as a Kshatriya, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts. He will not be subjected to the reaction of a sinful act, because he was going to do his occupational duty, so of which he was so afraid. So by avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path. So purport is very clear. Now, something I wanted to highlight here. Prabhupada writes here, but at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. So this Kshatriya element have to be in society so that law and order can be kept. Now, the questions people ask is that there are so many wars which have been going on, and are they justifiable? Are these wars according to Dharma? Are these wars inevitable? Are these wars, those who are fighting those wars, are they Kshatriyas? You know, what about those wars? Prabhupada is very clear in his purport. I think it comes in the next one. Prabhupada says that war, any war, has to be sanctioned by the will of the Supreme. So in this particular instance, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sanctioned that war himself personally. Any other war which happens and is not sanctioned by the Supreme is adharma. So if Krishna is telling you go and kill that person, that's dharma. Now, you might be saying, people might think, why killing somebody is a dharma? But if you see that in a bigger perspective, the words of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are the Vedas. The Vedas are called Shabda Brahma, and the Vedas are dharma. So Krishna spoke, the Vedas are the words of Krishna, And whatever Krishna has spoken is dharma. Coming to the Bhagavad-Gita, we are reading the Bhagavad-Gita day and night. We dedicate ourselves to the Bhagavad-Gita. We are distributing the Bhagavad-Gita. The Bhagavad-Gita is one of the dharma, is a book about dharma, what the human society or what the individual soul should be doing, or what our relationship with Krishna. That's his words. That's Krishna's words. So Krishna's words is dharma. So whatever Krishna speaks, we cannot pick and choose, cherry picking, and say, oh, Krishna has said, go to fight. That's not dharma. Krishna says, you have to engage in devotional service. That's dharma. This is not following the Bhagavad Gita. This is not following Krishna's words. Krishna's words, whatever he speaks, whether it's good or bad, it may be good or bad from our viewpoint, but whatever Krishna speaks, whatever comes from his mouth, that's dharma, point blank. Whatever he says is dharma. So when he's telling Arjuna, go and fight this war, that's dharma, because it's coming from Krishna. That's Shabda Brahma. That's the Veda. That's Krishna's instruction. So Prabhupada says that any other war which is not sanctioned by the will of the Supreme is not dharma. So now I'll leave that for you to reflect and think of what happened in this world, and what are the consequences, and on what level these people are going for wars and all that. And if a war happens under the banner of dharma, under the sanction of Lord Krishna, whoever are killed, whoever lose their life, they get liberation. It is said that, well, there's different versions. Some people say that 64 million people died in the Mahabharata war. Some people say 6.4 million people died in the Mahabharata war, but all of them got liberation. All of them got liberation, whoever died in the Mahabharata war. There was one instance where Prabhupada went to, I think it was in Jaipur. He went and met with one of the Kshatriya descendant, one of the warriors. I mean, you probably know in Jaipur there's lots of descendants of warriors, the Kshatriya, lots of Kshatriyas in Jaipur. All the kings were Kshatriyas. So he met someone who was one of the descendants. I think he was a king at that time, and he was showing Prabhupada his pictures of his forefathers, and then he said to Prabhupada, one of my forefathers fought in the war of Mahabharata, and then I think he said that he took birth again or something like that along those lines. Prabhupada said that's not possible, because whoever fought in the Mahabharata had got liberation. So no one will take birth again. Whoever fought, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, Samveta, Yudsava, Mamaka, Pandava, Sheva, Kim Kurvata, Sanjaya. This is the first verse. So in the land of Dharma, Kurukshetra, this is Dharma, this is the land of Dharma, this is the battlefield of Dharma. Whoever fought for the battlefield of Dharma got liberation. Again, some people say 6.4 million people, warriors died. Some people say 64 million, whichever the number are, everybody got liberation from the Mahabharata war. So anyway, I was just mentioning about the war which happens nowadays, whether are they sanctioned, are they dharma, are they not dharma. But Prabhupada says the will, any war is the will of the Supreme. You know, it has to be sanctioned by Lord Krishna himself. So anyway, that's the verse. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So Krishna again is motivating Arjuna to pick up the bow and arrow and to fight. And Krishna is giving various arguments. If you read the previous verses, and if you read the verses going up to the verse 30, you will see that Krishna is giving different angles of point in relation to why Arjuna should fight. He talks about the soul. He said, Arjuna, even if you accept that the body is supposed to die, whether you kill them or not, they're going to die anyway. Whether you feel that they have to take birth again, whether it's through you are killed or not, they have to take birth again, they will have to take birth again anyway. If you feel that it's because when you kill them, you will suffer the reactions, you're actually wrong, because you're a Kshatriya, you're supposed to be fighting. And if you feel that it's because your teacher and your grandfather are there, and you shouldn't be fighting, but you're on the bodily level, you shouldn't be reacting on the body level. This is not someone who is fit, who understands the value of life, who is an Arya. You should know the body is temporary, and you shouldn't be having this understanding on the bodily level that if I kill my grandfather or my teacher, that will be a disaster. No, this is the body who is being killed only. The soul remains the same, and they have to take birth again, whether you kill them or not. So you can read the previous verses. Krishna gives various point of view about this, and at one point he also says to Arjuna, even if you think the body is everything, there's no soul. So if you think the body is there's no soul and the body is there anyway, and if the body dies, you're taking it as your responsibility, you've killed them. No, the body is meant to die anyway, whether it's with you or without you, with your weapon or with somebody else's weapon, they're going to die anyway. So there's no point lamenting on it. So various angles of vision Krishna gives to Arjuna to pick up that bow and arrow and start fighting. But the main point here is Krishna is trying to get this message across to Arjuna that the soul is everything. The soul is eternal. The soul cannot be killed. The soul cannot be dried, cannot be burned, cannot be moistened. The soul is the most important factor in everything. You should understand that there's soul behind it. And going back to the point I was making in the beginning, if we identify the body, if we have a relationship with the body, and we know everything happens on the bodily level, we are missing the point. As Krishna is trying to drill this message in Arjuna's head, that there is something called the Atma, the soul, because it's the most important point. This is the starting point of everything. So if we don't get this right, our spiritual life has got the wrong starting point. So we need to get this right, the spirit soul. And I know it's a tough ask. It's very easy for me to sit here and say one has to realize the soul. One has to know we're on the soul level, not on the body level. But there's a very interesting answer to this, and it's coming in the purport of the 29th verse. Prabhupada gives an answer to this, how one can actually come to this level. But before we get to 29, let's go to 28 and see what Krishna says. Okay. Anyone would like to read this verse, please?
I have a question, Prabhu.
Okay, can we have the question afterwards?
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyone would like to read the verse 28?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I try, please?
Please, Mataji.
Thank you. Avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhanani eva tatra ka paridevana.
If you'd like to read the translation, please.
Yes, please. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, okay, it's a long purport here. Anyone would like to read the first paragraph, please, or the purport? Any volunteer?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah. By accepting that there are two classes of philosophies, one existence of the soul and
We've lost you, Mataji. Are you with us? Can't hear.
Sorry, somebody was calling me, so.
Oh, okay.
So I just got down.
No problem. That's fine. Carry on.
Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul and the other not believing in the existence of the soul. There is no cause for limitations in either case. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet, even if for argument's sake we accept this ethics theory, there is still no cause for limitations. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material element remain unmanifested before creation. From this subtle state of non-manifestations comes manifestations, just as from either air is generated from air, fire is generated from fire, water is generated and water is generated and from water, earth become manifested from the earth. Many varieties of manifestations take place. Take for example a big skyscraper manifested from the earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestations become again unmanifested and remain as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of conversions of energy remain, uh, but in course of time things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference. Then what cause is there for limitation either in the stage of manifestations or in unmanifestations? Somehow or other, even in the manifested stage, things are not lost. Both at the beginning and at the end, all elements remain unmanifested, and only in the middle are they manifested. And this does not make any real material differences. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much. Okay. Right. Okay. So I'll just summarize this this particular verse. So Krishna is saying here, all created beings are unmanifest in the beginning, manifest in the interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So Prabhupada is explaining here, accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul and the other not believing in the existence of the soul. There is no cause for lamentation in either case. Non-believers, who are called atheists by the followers of Vedic wisdom, yet even for argument's sake, we accept that the atheistic theory, there is no cause for lamentation. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. For this settled state of non-manifestation comes manifestation, just as from either AI generated and so on. Okay, so what Krishna is telling Arjun here is that, and if you accept that the body, the material elements are being killed and you're lamenting for it, you're wrong, because all created beings are unmanifest in the beginning. So all these beings, all these, even if we take the body to be, like Prabhupada is saying, like taking, for example, for argument's sake, we accept the atheist theory, which means there's no soul. If we take the body to be everything, the body is there in the middle state, but before that, before the birth, there was no body. The body was unmanifest. And after the manifestation, they stay for some time and then they are unmanifest again when they are annihilated. So all beings are like this. They get manifested and they don't get manifested. But again, that's one point of view. That's from the point of view that the body is everything. Even if you understand that there is a soul there, that's the body will manifest, will be unmanifest in the beginning, will manifest for a period of time when the person takes birth and lives for 60, 70, 80 years, and then it will die again. And then they will manifest again after this cycle when they is annihilated. So whether you accept, there's a soul or there's no soul, the body is meant to die anyway. The body is meant to disappear anyway. They're manifest in the beginning, and then they get unmanifested again. And then they appear and they disappear. So this is the cycle. You will have to accept this. So why are you lamenting for this? There's one important point in this verse, actually. What Krishna is also saying in this particular verse is that something which manifests in the beginning and then unmanifest again when annihilated, it is Maya. It is illusion. It is temporary. And it is not something which is important. It is not something for lamentation. From what this verse says, from what the acharyas have said is that, for example, somebody is dreaming. Somebody goes to bed and dream about they're riding on an elephant. And then when they wake up, the dream has gone, the elephant has gone, the road they were riding is gone, everything is gone. So an intelligent person will never say that I was riding an elephant and that was the reality. The intelligent person will say it was a dream. It was only a dream. It never happened. No, it didn't happen. It was temporary. The elephant was there. The road was there. And I was there. But it's gone. But it's not. I'm not going to be crying on it. I'll give you another example. Somebody dreams that I have bought a mountain of gold. So in this dream, he thinks that he has bought a mountain of gold. And with that mountain of gold, he's buying lots of material assets. He's selling, he's getting money, he's increasing his bank account. This is all happening in the dream. And when he wakes up, the gold is gone, the mountain is gone, all his assets are gone, everything is gone. So an intelligent person will not cry on this. Oh, where's my gold? Where's my mountain of gold? Where are my assets? Where are my money? Intelligent person will not do this. Intelligent person will know it was only a dream. So what the acharyas say, the dream was not there before. Before the sleep, the dream was not there. During the sleep, the dream was there. The mountain was there. The gold was there. The money was there. And after the dream, when the person wakes up, the mountain, everything has gone. So from the intelligence point of view, intelligence means somebody who is on the spirit soul level, that person will know that's not reality. That's temporary. That's not something I should cry about. The point is, something what Krishna is saying here, something which has been there, which hasn't been there before, and it appears for some time, and then it goes back again, it disappears again. This is not something for lamentation. And exactly the same way, this is how the body is. The body wasn't there before. The body is there for some time after birth, 60, 70, 80, 100 years, whatever time it is. And after some time, it goes away. So an intelligent person will not lament on it, because anything which is unmanifest in the beginning, which manifests in the interim state, and then unmanifest again, is Maya, is illusion, is not something permanent. So one should not be lamenting on this. It is temporary. This is the material nature. That's why Prabhupada gives the example there, that from this subtle state of non-manifestations comes manifestation. Just as from ether, air is generated, and from air, fire, from fire, water, from water, earth, and so on. So these were there at some point. And at a particular point, they are unmanifested again. They go back into Pradhan. When there's this creation, they go back into the body of Mahavishnu, and then at the proper time, they get manifested again. But these are all temporary. But the spirit soul is there forever. The spirit soul, yes, they get manifested, but they are not destroyed. They're not annihilated. They rest in the body of Mahavishnu. We all know that. The spirit soul is different. The spirit soul is always there. The spirit soul is Satchit Ananda, eternal, truth, and in bliss. It is eternal in this truth, and it is always in Ananda, in bliss. But the material manifestation, they are temporary. They are there for some time and then they go. So, an intelligent person will not will understand that this is something temporary. This is something which is not reality, and this is something which is meant to be destroyed anyway. But the most important factor, the non-variable, everything else is variable. The material nature is variable. The non-variable element is the spirit soul. So what Krishna is saying here, anything which manifests in the beginning and unmanifests in the beginning, manifests in the interim state and unmanifest again, same like the dream, which is the body, is like this. And when the body get unmanifested, one should not cry for it. What is the need for lamentation? This is what he is telling Arjuna. Anything which manifests, unmanifests, and manifests again is temporary, is meant to finish, is meant to be annihilated. And one should not be lamenting for this. As opposed to the spirit soul, which Krishna has already talked about in the beginning. It is eternal, it is constant, it is non-variable, it cannot be destroyed, it doesn't have a beginning, it doesn't have an end, it is there all the time. So Arjun, this body is like a dream, and if the body goes, do not lament. Same like when somebody is having a dream, when the dream finish, the intelligent person doesn't cry on it. So this is what Krishna is saying. Is 2102. I will stop here. And I just want to quickly mention something which I mentioned in earlier about how to get to this state. I would advise you to read this in your own time, which is the purport of the 29th verse. Prabhupada explains how one should come to this level. I will quickly read it. The easiest process for understanding the subject matter of the self, however, is to accept the statements of Bhagavad-gita spoken by the greatest authority, Lord Krishna. First, one has to accept that Krishna's words are the word of truth, without being deviated by other theories. But it is also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna can, however, be known as such by the causeless mercy of a pure devotee and by no other way. So to be able to understand that we are the self, one has to understand the subject matter of Krishna's words, and one has to have full faith. Faith means full faith, 100% faith in Krishna's words. And to get that full faith in Krishna's words, to accept Krishna as the great authority, it is either through penances and sacrifice in our previous life and in this life, or by the causeless mercy of a pure devotee. In other words, by sadhu sangha, by association. Only that way one can elevate oneself to be able to understand Aham Brahmasmi, I am a spirit soul. Otherwise, by our own endeavor, it will not happen. I will stop here. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Sridhar Prabhu, please, what was your question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice class, Prabhu. My question was more about the war you were talking about.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
No, my question is all about discussing about the war, what is currently happening.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we know from the Mahabharata that Krishna was standing on the dharmic side, and then he went a few times to talk to them not to have the war and everything. So these all happened, and then still they are more greedy and they wanted to capture the whole kingdom. So that's why the war begins. But in the current situations, if you look at the war, every country has their own to look after their family, look after the people. So that's what they claim, that they are fighting to claim the rights of the safety of their country. So in that case, no, this war is kind of inevitable. How we can understand this, Prabhu? No, even I think it's not. You said like everything happens Krishna's will. If Krishna is not saying that, sanction that, then this war is all dharmic. But every country has their own dharmic statements to say why we wanted to this war. How we can able to connect this, Prabhu?
Well, I mean, it is not every country. I don't think every country, well, I don't think any country is saying we're going for war because of dharmic purposes, because they're not following the words of Krishna in the first place. They're not following the instructions of the Bhagavadgita. I mean, all the wars which happen are generally because they want to protect their borders, they want to protect their boundaries, they want to protect their land. So Krishna says, isn't it, the peace formula in the Bhagavad Gita, you know, just remind me again of the verse. Okay, the verse has escaped my memory, but we know the peace formula, the verse which Krishna has said, that one should understand that he is the supreme person, and everything belongs to him, and one has to be a subservient of Krishna. This is the peace formula, and one has to serve him, you know, as a servant. So if one understands that Krishna is the supreme and owns everything, right, and he's the one who controls everything, that's dharma. But none of those countries are actually fighting on that level. They're not fighting keeping in mind that Krishna is the supreme proprietor of everything. They are thinking that, oh, this border, this land, this piece of place, my country, my protection, it's mine, everything is mine. So they're fighting on that level. They're not fighting thinking of Krishna being the supreme, but Krishna being the owner of everything, we being the subservient of Krishna. They are not fighting on that level. So it is adharma. Okay, on a different level, you can say that, oh, one has to protect oneself against encroachment by other countries, against attack by other countries. But again, whichever way it happens, it's not happening on a dharmic level. It is happening on a very selfish level, that, you know, everybody wants to see their own benefit. There's nothing about Krishna. The equation doesn't include Krishna in it. The equation doesn't include Krishna being the supreme proprietor of everything, you know. So it's all happening on that level. But yeah, okay, we have to protect ourselves. But again, you know, one bija, one war has been sowed, and it's like a domino effect. So everyone has to protect each other, and then the whole place is in chaos. So that's what Prabhupada said, that the first and foremost thing is to recognize that Krishna is the supreme. Krishna is proprietor of everything. Sarva loka maheshwaram, suhinam sarva bhutanam, shantimam gati richati. You know? So this is what Krishna says, the peace formula. If you remember that aham loka maheshwaram, I'm the proprietor of everything, this is when you will get shanti, you will get peace. But people are not on that level, so everything is a dharma. But that has started, and then people need to protect, and then there's war. Prabhupada said the real United Nation is when all the devotees from all different countries come together, and this is what is happening. This is what the prediction of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that in Mayapur there will be a big temple, and all the nation of the world, white, black, English, Africans, Europeans, Westerners, Americans, everyone will come together. And you can see in the devotional movement in ISKCON, at least, that there is agreement among all the countries. We're all working on the one banner, and the banner is being the servant of Krishna, and there's peace. Nobody is actually fighting against each other on the basis of caste, creed, religion, country. No, we're all coming together. We all go together. Actually, there's so many people in the Dham nowadays that it's difficult to get because it gets so crowded. You know, which is a good thing. But that shows that peace can happen in the world. Peace can happen under the banner of being the servant of Krishna, recognizing Krishna is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, right? And he's the friend of all. And you recognize this, and then you will be able to get peace. But if you fight on the selfish level, that's not dharma, and you will never get peace on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big question, but in summary, people have to fight because they have to protect because somebody's attacking them.
Yeah.
But it is happening on the selfish level because it's all about getting more and more and more. I don't know if I answered your question, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. This is, yeah, I mean, this is what I was thinking. It always comes to mind as well. They're fighting, claiming that this land is being protected. They're fighting, and people has to be saved. But there's no spiritual basis behind this, or one selfish motivation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, there's no question. You can
Hare
close
Krishna.
here.
Can
Hare
I ask,
Krishna.
Prabhu? So when we're talking about like focusing our meditation on Krishna, our devotion on Krishna, we can understand that. But if we're kind of working, the reason I'm asking this question is because, like, for some strange reason, I was given a class to teach on philosophy and ethics, and it was on Buddhism, and I was trying to explain, obviously, because our philosophy is so a little bit different, but obviously they are focused also on that inner kind of inner, the inner focus, impersonalism, or however we say. And so I was quite cheeky. I took a picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and I said, "Oh, look, these are like," because the words they were discussing monks. So I said, "Okay, well," I asked them to do some meditation, just literally like close their eyes and just and go through that inner kind of journey. And some of them did start in event. They themselves started saying Om and things like that. But then they were very little children, like literally 11, 12-year-olds. But at what state do we, as Vaishnavas, do we go through the Brahman first and then we access Krishna? Because we don't know how it's worked backwards, because we've always focused on Krishna. So do we have to, does the Brahman, is it a process that the Brahman comes first and then it's Lord Krishna, or is it that we can just focus on Krishna, or how
Okay, so your question is whether in our practice we should focus on Brahman first, and then Paramatma, and then Krishna. Is that correct?
Yeah, but how does it happen? Yeah, like, because we obviously just know it from Krishna, so
yeah. Okay, there's two answers to this, right? The first one is, if you want to go to India, right, you've got a direct flight from London to India, or you got a flight from London to America, to Africa, to the USA, sorry, to the Russia, then to India. Which one will you take?
just direct to India.
That's right. That's one. And number two, Prabhupada said, if you're confused about who God is, we have got the name, the address, the activities, the details, the color, which clothes he wears, what he eats, who his friends are, everything. And that's Krishna. Just take it. So we don't have to go through any other means. We've got all access to Krishna. You want his phone number also? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Just take the direct process. You don't need to go through any other way. Yeah. That's the answer, I would say.
No, absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean that, but just because we can't teach some, like, obviously in a Krishna conscious situation, we can teach it that way. But how do we get some, like, is there a back? Okay, so because we don't know if there's an.
In terms of teaching, that's different, isn't it? Some teaching, if you want to teach somebody in school or something, look, if you have the freedom to teach Krishna,
yeah,
go directly and teach Krishna. But okay, you are in a school environment, you've been told to teach this, so you don't want to do things like that, like go against what the school has told you to do. So you will get into more trouble in doing this. So so you have to do what the school has told you, you know. And but if you have the freedom to teach about Krishna consciousness, yes, you have to do it. Please do it. But it depends
How
what the school have asked.
how would like yeah, okay. It's just because like you say, like, you know, obviously because we've just been taught that one path. Whereas like you say that if you are taking the flight from, you know, UK, America, blah 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 blah, all the way back to India, then that particular journey, how yes, the direct route obviously is the best one. But if someone's already on those other paths, how do we obviously by giving them yeah, I get it. Yeah. I did take a picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and I just sort of said, oh, this is this is
Yeah, I
like
mean, if you can teach Krishna consciousness, by all means. But again, you are not in that in the freedom of doing it. You know, you have to do what the school are telling you. But yeah, but ideally, we have to go straight to Krishna consciousness. You know, because the world is in a desperate situation nowadays. You can't. If somebody is drowning, you can't think about how he drowned, which boat it was, what happened in that boat. You just have to lift them up straight away, quickly. So, and the quickest way to do it is to share Krishna consciousness. But again, as I said, it depends on what the school have asked. You can't go against what the requirement of the school, because that might cause more problem for you. So yeah, so you have to be careful. Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, can I have a small question?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
You said that whoever had fought in Kurukshetra, everybody got the mukti. So how come like Duryodhana, they have done so like bad things and still they have to get mukti and never have to take bath and like, you know, so they don't have to, whatever karma they have done to suffer or that, or just get the mukti just like that.
Yeah. You know, Duryodhana, the Kauravas and everything, Duryodhana, I would say, or Kansa, or all these demons, they came here for a particular reason. They had a specific role to play. They had a mission to accomplish, and they've come here as Duryodhana, as Kansa, as Ravana, Shishupal, and all these Dantavakra. They came here for a specific role to play. Once their role, the mission was over, they went back to the spiritual world. If you, they're actually better. Okay, when we hear about Duryodhana, Ravana, Kansa, Dantavakra, Shishupal, and all that, they are horrible people. Horrible people. That's what we read. But they are on a mission. They are actually serving Krishna in that capacity, and they in one or two birth or three birth or whatever mission they had to do, they went back afterwards. But us, we're stuck here for a lifetime. So who is better, them or us? You have to think about that. So you know, they are here on a mission. They're serving the Lord in that capacity because Krishna wanted to fight. Krishna wanted to do his pastimes of fighting, and he sent those people here so that he could fight. So they are serving Krishna in that capacity. And actually, for Kansa, it says that in the Bhagavatam, it says that if you, you know, if you want to follow Krishna in the mood of love, you know, you follow the gopis. If you want to follow Krishna or be Krishna conscious in the mood of fear, you follow Kansa. Because Kansa was always fearful of Krishna. And while being fearful, he was checking under his seat whether Krishna is there. He was checking under his plate whether Krishna is there. He was checking in his room, everywhere he was checking whether. So he was totally Krishna conscious, but he was Krishna conscious in fear. But the gopis were also Krishna conscious, and they were Krishna conscious in love. So the point is, whichever way you are Krishna conscious, you are Krishna conscious. But again, the recommended process for us is to be following the gopis. Gopi, Padakamalam, Dasa, Dasa, and Dasa. So we are following the gopis. So in the mood of love, we're not recommended to be following Kansa in the mood of fear. but they were Krishna conscious in a different way, and they got Krishna because they were Krishna conscious, but in a different way. It's not that they were stuck here or they came here, they had repeated birth and death. Yeah, they did come here for a few births because they were on a mission. They had to finish the mission, but eventually they go back to the spiritual world. Same like Ravana, same like Dantavakra and Shishupal and the rest, and Duryodhana and the rest. So they were Krishna conscious, and yeah. So, but us, we are stuck here. So we're probably more than. I mean, I'm talking about myself. I'm probably more than cancer, and we are stuck here. I'm stuck here for I don't know how many births. But anyway, Mataji, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Amoga Prabhu, should we stop here then?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Even I don't know if any devotees have got any kind of questions again. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, if you have got any other questions, kindly quickly raise now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just one more question.
Yeah.
I don't like we're not. I don't know why I'm asking about the Brahman today, and I know that we don't focus on it. But the soul, what it's even like if someone's like is there a level that someone has to be consciously to raise their soul to a certain level or to experience? It's not so much
to experience.
Is there like a, because obviously even when we're going into the more subtler kind of realms, I suppose it's another kind of consciousness question. And when things are just more subtler, because that's the experience that people have, like when they're trying to focus on something spiritual. I know we're focusing on, I know for, obviously for us it's quite simple, but is there, even like as a Brahmana, are they in the Brahman? Are they meeting that level? Are they at that level where they're able to access like knowledge, if it's through Gayatri or that Satchitan, that even that state?
Okay, so you let me rephrase what you're saying. So what you're asking is that they're impersonalists. So are they coming to a point where they're experiencing Satchidananda?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are of course there are spiritualists who are practicing the yoga, the Ashtanga yoga, and pranayama and all that. They will reach certain level. They will experience the Satchidananda level, but they won't be able to stay there for long. They will have to come back. We know that, isn't it? Because impersonalists go to a realm where there's no variety, and there's only this Brahma Jyoti. They go into the Brahma Jyoti, so there's no variety. It's similar to somebody who has taken off in a plane and is flying. You can't keep flying for eternity because it's the same thing, status quo all the time. You will have to land sometime. So this is what happened when impersonalists go to the Brahma Jyoti. Because there's no variety, they get fed up. They have to come back again. But what they need is that they need to go beyond, which is to the Vaikuntha planet, the spiritual world. There is variety there. Like the rasas, Sakya, Dasya, Vatsalya, and Shantarasa and all that. So they don't experience this. So they have to come back. But to be able to come to experience to go to the Vaikuntha, you have to go to devotional service. If you haven't moved next step up, you are not serving Krishna or focusing on Krishna as a devotee in devotional service, you won't be able to access the Vaikuntha planet. And if you're just doing the meditation, Brahma Jyoti, the light and impersonalism, you will go to the Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence of Krishna, stay there for some time and have to come back again because you will get bored. So one step up is relationship with Krishna. Once you establish a relationship of Krishna, you get access to the Vaikuntha planets. I don't know if that answered the question.
No, that is beautiful. So I was just going to say that, is there a link at some point where, I mean, I will just assume that that link will, like you say, when someone is practicing that at a certain level, then maybe by Krishna's mercy, or, you know, somehow they would probably link to some sort of, you know, like Lord Shiva, or, you know, something, and then they would move over. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, they will. It's there in the chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, if someone has developed a particular faith towards a demigod, particular demigod, Krishna himself, being the super soul, gave the person the motivation to worship the demigods. But this is what the person wanted. So eventually, after a period of time, when the person gets some mercy and realization, they will move up to Krishna. So it's there, it's a step. So if somebody wants to worship Krishna, Lord Shiva or any other demigod, this is what they want, let them do it. Eventually they will get to Krishna, eventually. Sorry, Mataji, I've got another question from Ramlala Prabhu. So, please explain about earth is generated from water, water generated from fire, and so on. In the material aspect, we can't grasp it. Okay, so let me go back to this verse very quickly. Amoga Prabhu, till what time have we got for question and answers? Or
can just complete this one, Prabhuji.
Yeah, let me, okay, right. So this is the purport where Prabhu picked that up. Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul and the other not believing in the existence of the soul, there is no cause for lamentation in either case. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet even if, for argument's sake, we accept that this atheistic theory, there is still no cause for lamentation. Okay, apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested. Are you able to see this verse, or I'm just reading?
You're not
myself?
sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me see that. I don't know why I'm entire screen. 1 second. Sorry, because I'm using this Zoom, which is on the browser. It's not Are you seeing this now? Seeing
Yes,
the verse?
yes.
Okay, great. All right. So from this subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation, so that either air generated. Okay. Now, Ramlala Prabhu, when in the state of pradhana, which means unmanifested consciousness, and the Mahatattva is not there, and the 24 elements are not there, so everything is an unmanifest state. So unmanifest means it's not there. But when Krishna manifests the whole creation, it's with consciousness first. With the consciousness, consciousness is very subtle. Consciousness, and then there is mind, then is false ego, and then there is these material elements. Now, when creation happens, it happens from the most subtle aspect first. When creation happens, it doesn't happen that earth, water, fire, either air has appeared all of a sudden. It starts with consciousness. And before that, there's pradhan, which is unmanifested consciousness. And then you've got consciousness. And then from there, mind, false ego, everything come, which is subtle. And then from the most, out of the 5 elements, the most subtle one is ether. From ether, the next gross elements come. So the source again is pradhan, mahatattva, consciousness, and then the 5 elements comes. Out of the 5 elements, first you have the most subtle one, which is ether. Ether, and from ether, the next subtle elements, which is grosser than ether, is air. And from air, which is more subtler but less grosser than fire, fire is generated. So fire is more gross than air. And then from fire, water. Fire is subtler and water is gross, more gross. And from water, earth. So you see, the creation happened from the most subtle element. And and slowly from gross to less gross to less gross to more gross to more gross, and then eventually earth, which is growth, which is gross, gross elements. I don't know if you are able to capture that. This is there in Canto 2, Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very detailed. So the point I want to make is the process of creation happened from the most subtle aspect to the most gross aspect. Now, from these 5 material elements, the most subtle one is ether, the slightly less subtle is air, and then less subtle fire, and then like that. So from these 5 material elements, tanmatras they call, you have the gross organs which are generated. So from ether, you have the sense of touch, the sense of touch, and from air, from ether is shabda, sound. From air is sense of touch. From fire, it's heat, and from water, it's taste, and from earth is smell. Okay, so like this, the grosser tanmatras come, and then from those sense of touch, you have the skin. From shabda, you have the organ, which is the tongue, and then from fire, you have light. Fire is light, so you have the eyes. From water, you have taste, which is the tongue, and then from earth, you have smell, which is the nose. So the smell, the sense of touch, the able to see, light, sense of taste, and sense of smell, they all come from these elements. And from the sense of touch, the skin, from the sense of light, either eyes, from the sense of smell, either nose, and from the taste is water, like that. So you see the gross element, eventually it ends up with the sense organs. So first there is either air, from air fire, from fire water, from water earth. From them you've got the tanmatras, the senses, the sense objects, which is sense of touch, sense of seeing, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of hearing, and all that. And then from then on, you've got the sense organs. So you've got the hands, you've got the eyes, you've got the nose, the tongue, and all that. So it's this is the process of creation, from the most subtle ending up to the most gross. And the most gross is the body. What I've just mentioned, sense of touch, eyes, nose, nostrils, and all that, are the body. And the body comprises of 10 working senses and 10 knowledge acquiring senses. The knowledge acquiring senses, you will see, it's in the upper half of the body, which are the ears, the nose, the eyes, and the tongue, and the sense of touch. And the working senses are the rectum, the genitals, the legs, and the arms. So eventually ends up with the creation of the body. The most subtle consciousness up to the most gross, which is the body. And if you remove all these out of the picture, there's only one non-variable, which I was mentioning, which is the soul. And the soul is eternal. Everything else, which I've mentioned, all these different progression of the creation, they're all temporary, they're all material. I don't know, Prabhu, if that answered your question. It's a bit technical, it's a bit, so yes, subtle, generated, gross, and the more gross, yes. I hope that answered. But if you want further, it is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2.
Canto 3, chapter 26.
Sorry?
Canto 3, chapter 26.
Canto 3?
Chapter 26, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, so stop here.
Okay, so Thank you so much, Prabhuji, Vipina, Hari Prabhuji. So we are 35 minutes past 10 o'clock. I think dear devotees, unless if you have got any burning kind of questions making you feel more nervous to ask or something like that, kindly ask. Otherwise, we shall move to the next part of our program, Narasimha prayers. Okay, so no questions. Prabhuji, with your permission, we shall move to the next part.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Narasimha prayers by Bhaktini Hangma Mataji, Semi Hangma Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So, would you like to start, Mataji? Can I request anyone to accompany you, Mataji, and the Narasimha prayers?
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Do you have Supriya Gopi Mataji to?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I can respond to her.
Thank you, Mataji. Please.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. I'll start now. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlad Ladadaine.
Prahlad Ladadaine.
Hiranyakashipurvaksha.
Hiranyakashipurvaksha.
Shilatanka Nakalaye.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringam Keshavadhirta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringam Keshavadhirta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadhirta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadhirta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare
जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे।
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव।
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव।
श्री श्री नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की
जय
भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
जय
श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू माता जी, थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
माता जी and thank you Prabhu ji.
Thank you so much, Hanma Mataji and Sapya Mataji. Very beautiful. Okay, so we are fasting 40 minutes past 9 o'clock. Can I request all devotees for kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari Bols to Vipin Vihari Prabhuji for kindly speaking Srimad Bhagavadgita for all of us.
Hari
Hari
Prabhupada
Bol.
ki jai.
हरि
Jai.
बोल हरि
Prabhupada ki
बोल।
jai.
Hari
Thank you,
Bol.
Prabhu, for nice class. Hare Krishna. After long, Prabhu, we hear you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Ji, for attending. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Vihari Prabhu, it was so nice to hear you. I feel calm already. It's like the calmness has entered my head because of hearing from you.
Yeah. I thought like devotees were going to sleep because
No,
just
not at
anyone.
all. No, it's just been such a while since yeah.
No
Thank you
problem.
very much
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
So wonderful class. I really enjoyed the class. Thank you.
Hari Bol, Mataji. Jai.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so thank you so much, Prabhuji, and all the devotees for kindly joining. Okay, we shall conclude our session for tonight and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30 a.m. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय Hare Krishna conscious night everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Krishna.